Hi guys, and welcome to episode 26 of Kent Walks. This week we're starting in a small village that sits proudly alongside the Royal Military Canal. We'll be heading across fields to Kenardington Church and then dropping down to the canal itself and following it back to the village. Welcome to Appledore. From the village hall, turn left and cross the road into the sports field. Head diagonally across it through a gate. Follow the left field edge and almost at the other side, cross to the opposite corner. Follow the path uphill to a viewpoint and continue to the right of a line of trees. Keep following the marked path down to a lane. Cross straight over and through the orchard passing Smith's Farm to appear at Church Road. Turn left along the tarmac and soon enter a field on the right to wiggle round to Kenardington Church. Leave the church heading south-southeast straight down the middle of the field. At the road, turn left and find the Royal Military Canal. Now you have a choice here. You can either take the path on the right before the canal or the path after the canal. The second option gives a better view of the canal, but there is a short walk along a twisty and at times busy road. Whichever one you take, you'll end up pretty much at the bottom of the street at Appledore. So turn right and head up it back to the village hall. The first mention of any sort of settlement here at Appledore, as with many of Kent's villages, occurs in the 1086 Domesday Book, indicating a fairly substantial settlement that likely had its roots in the Saxon period. It also had a church and a manor held by the monks of Christ Church, Canterbury. By the 13th century, shops and stalls selling wares were in existence which also belonged to Christ Church, and documentary recording of repairs and revenues have been preserved. As a result, more is known about medieval commerce in Appledore than in any other small town in Kent. In 1349, the effects of the Black Death on Appledore can be inferred from these documents, and in particular an entry stating 9 shillings received from the shops in the town and no more, because all the holders who used to be there are dead. There was further devastation in 1380 when the French sacked the town, and during the rebuilding 15 new stalls were erected in the marketplace and all existing stalls were repaired. Appledore is a small inland village on the edge of Romney Marsh, a good 7 miles from the coastal town of Rye, and it's perhaps best known today for its proximity to the Royal Military Canal, which, as explained in the introduction, I'll be walking along in a while. But Appledore once had a thriving harbour itself, and although it's difficult to imagine today, the role that navigable water played in the life of the town was vital right up until the 16th century, when the changing course of the River Rother, caused by natural silting and human intervention, left Appledore high and dry. So the walk finishes by flanking the Royal Military Canal back to Appledore, so it would be rude not to give it the recognition it deserves and drop a few facts in. The canal stretches 28 miles from Seabrook in Kent to Cliff End in East Sussex, and is the third longest defensive monument in the British Isles after Hadrian's Wall and Offa's Dyke. The canal was originally designed to be 19 metres wide and 3 metres deep, but due to pressures of time and spiralling costs, the canal was dug to only half its intended width and depth in most places, and it took 4.5 years to complete, all painstakingly dug by hand. Don't go in, Ted. Ted! Come on. Idiot. Cool down now. The reason it was commissioned was to perform a defensive role in a potential military conflict with France during Napoleon's policy of expansion of his French Empire from 1804 to 1815. Today it's a fantastic home to lots of wildlife, including laughing frogs, emperor dragonflies, kingfishers and the magnificent mute swan, and parts of the canal are listed as a site of special scientific interest, with the remainder of the canal a local wildlife site. Now, many villages do have local historical societies, and Appledore is no exception. Many such groups aren't particularly active. Appledores have produced an amazing little booklet that pretty much covers everything you need to know. I'll show it to you briefly. It's called A Walk Down the Street and can be purchased for the very modest sum of £1 English from several of the local shops, and I definitely encourage you to do so, as it's printed to a high quality and there's clearly an awful lot of work that has been put into it, and quite frankly, it's brilliant. The first 2 pages give a glimpse into Appledore's history, and the following pages about many of the village's pre-20th century buildings and their own histories. It's a cracking read, and to tempt your interest I will be a bit cheeky and read one of the building stories. Opposite the village hall, where we started, sits Hall House, and the booklet states: Hall House, once Poplar Farm, built in 1450 with a central fireplace, was farmhouse to Ernest Noah Dead Pig Wimble and his family in the early 1920s, and into the 1930s to Miss Dorothy Johnston, village benefactor, who left it and part of the canal bank to the National Trust. Sir John Winifrith followed. He was Director General of the National Trust in 1968 and author of A History of Appledore. If you're like me and pricked your ears up at the name Dead Pig, the booklet expands on this and satisfies our curiosity, and I quote, "The Wimble brothers were given a pig each, but Noah's died and he secretly swapped it for his brothers. He was found out and thereafter known by that nickname." Well guys, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Thanks for watching.